Now we'll see another method. I have to select all the four together. I have selected layer 4, I press Shift, I select layer 1, and all the 4 layers are selected. And then I press the delete button, which will remove all the 4 layers at a time. The next command is Control A, it means select all. Control C means copy. I'm coming on Untitled 1 and pressing Control V. Similarly, I'm on another tab, Control A, select all, Control C, copy, and I'm pasting it on Untitled 1. Similarly, Control A, Control C, and after coming here, Control V. Same way here, Control A, Control C, and after coming to the layer, Control V. Now, if you want to see layer 1, what you should do? You'll have to close the eyes of the remaining 3 so that you can see the lowest layer. What if you want to see the upper layer? You have to open the eye of the upper layer. And you have to open the eyes of the upper layers that you need to see. Putting the eyes on and off means putting the layers on and off. Now we will see what is the transform tool and what does this transform tool do. If I press show transform tool, a square is seen. If it is off, then what we should press? We should press Control T. We could activate the transform tool through Control T. If I press Shift and I move it from the upper side, what will happen? The upper side is fixed and the remaining sides decrease, but the aspect ratio is intact. While doing this, I first leave the mouse, then I leave the Shift, and then press Enter. Now the size is changed of that document, and here if you see, you can see the changed size. Control Z, it means I'm undoing it 2 times so that it comes to its original size. I again press Control T. If I do it from the left-hand side, the size decreases. I have already pressed the Shift. I leave the mouse first, then the Shift, and then press Enter. Now this size is decreased. I can keep this over here. I press Control Z, Alt Control Z. It means I'm undoing for 1 more time. I press Control T. Now we'll see how we can decrease it from the upper side. You will see it has decreased from the upper side. I press Control Z. You can see how it is decreasing from the upper side. Now, what if you have to decrease it from the center? We have to press Alt and Shift at the same time, and if we do it this way, the center remains fixed, but the size decreases. After that, if we press Enter, we'll see that the size is reduced. Now I need to see all the images, so what I have to do? I press Control T, I decreased the size, I kept it aside, then I clicked on this layer, right-clicked, pressed Control T, I have pressed Alt Shift, I have decreased the size, I have placed it this side, then I have right-clicked, pressed Control T, I have decreased the size, I have kept it aside, I have clicked right and Control Layer 1 has been selected, and pressing Alt Shift, I am decreasing the size from the center. If you did a mistake by any chance, you can do Control Z or undo it. If you press Control T and forget to press the Shift button, what will happen? The aspect ratio changes. Therefore, pressing Shift becomes very important, so that the aspect ratio remains unchanged. There is no point in changing the size every now and then. If I do it more times, if I press Enter, I'm pressing Control T and I'm increasing it. Again, I'm pressing Enter, I'm pressing Control T. Again, I'm decreasing it. And again, I'm increasing it. Now you will understand the image is getting pixelated. It gets on pixelating. Therefore, to change the size every now and then is a wrong thing to do. Like we have seen just now, if we zoom in or zoom out every now and then, so we have to avoid zooming in and zooming out every now and then. But if you have to do it, then I'm undoing it. I'm bringing the images back to how they were. If I have to zoom in and zoom out this particular image most of the time, I'll right-click over here and convert to Smart Objects. If you watch carefully, if I press Ctrl T, it will get a cross mark over it. This means that however you zoom in or zoom out, the chances of pixelation is nil. So remember, if you want to zoom in or out most of the time, convert it into Smart Object. I'm double clicking it, and now if I feel that it's done properly, I right click over here and rasterize layer. It means now if you press Ctrl T, you won't get the symbol of Smart Objects. Now I have selected layer 4. If you have to bring this layer down, if we press Ctrl plus curved bracket, this layer comes down. And if I press Ctrl and the other curved bracket, the layer can go up. If you want to bring layer 4 down at one time, pressing Ctrl Shift and curved bracket, the layer comes down, and Ctrl Shift the other curved bracket makes the layer go up. Suppose we want to place layer 1 in between layer 2 and 3. I click layer 1, I pressed Ctrl and curved bracket, the layer has gone up and has placed itself between 2 and 3. It is beneficial when we have to take a layer up or a layer down. Then these controls are quite helpful to us. Now if suppose layer 4 is selected and I want to select layer 3, 1 and 2. So the short key is I press Alt and Shift, and I also click the curved bracket, which will select all the 4 layers. If I have to reduce all the 4 images at the same time, I selected layer 4, I pressed Shift, and the layer 2 or the last layer is being clicked, and I press T. By pressing Alt Shift, I can reduce or increase all the 4 at one time. I have double clicked it, then I right clicked it and selected layer 4. I have placed it on the right side. I have placed layer 3 besides it, layer 1 I have placed besides it, and layer 2 I have placed here.
Please like and subscribe our channel.